You're listening to TurkishSoccer.com's Turkish Football and Turkish Super League podcast. Hello, everyone. My name is Ahmet Turgut. Welcome to a brand new edition of Turkish Super League podcast. Next 15 minutes, we'll recap Week 21, and we'll talk about the non-stop football coming up in the Turkish Super League. In 6 days, we will have Week 22 and Week 23 played this week, starting on Tuesday. But first, let's recap what happened in the Week 21 this past weekend, and we'll give you the headlines from it and who won, who lost. Pretty much recapping the Week 21, we could say Galatasaray won their 10th straight back-to-back matches. They're still on top, and the gap still is 4 points between Fenerbahce and Galatasaray. Also, Fenerbahce won their match. This was their 4th straight win, and Beşiktaş won their 5th straight match, while these three big teams from Istanbul winning their matches. The team that the defending champions, Trabzonspor, lost their match against the relegation zone team, Hatayspor. Hatayspor beat Trabzonspor in their home, so pretty much Trabzonspor is out of the contender chasing the title. Right now, when we look at the points, they are at least 13 points behind Galatasaray. It's getting dangerous for Trabzonspor. And also Valencia in this past weekend, Week 21st, scored 4 goals in one match. Valencia leads the top goal scorer with 19 goals. He scored in 17 matches, scored 19 goals and 4 assists. He's the top leader right now in the goal scoring machine. So also in the Week 21, the player that Beşiktaş got earlier in the season, and Delali scored his first goal of the match. So things are looking good for Delali after starting first time in the starting 11. This was something to see. He scored a goal in the Turkish Super League, and also first time he started in the starting 11. And young Arda Güler started first time for Fenerbahce, and he played good. And Fenerbahce right now trailing Galatasaray after Week 21, 4 points behind Galatasaray. Galatasaray keeps winning the matches. They will start playing again this week. As I told you, there will be 2 weekend matches, which is Week 22nd and Week 23rd will be played in 6 days in the Turkish Super League starting tomorrow, which is Tuesday. So pretty much in the Week 21, there were 34 goals scored. Pretty good for after having low-scoring weekend in the Week 20. And Week 21 started on Friday with the first match, Beşiktaş being at home against Alanyaspor. As I said, they beat Alanyaspor 3-0. On Saturday, there were 4 matches. Sivasspor at home lost to Adana Demirspor. Adana Demirspor beat Sivasspor 2-1. And Hatayspor beat Trabzonspor in Hatay 2-1. Ankaragücü was at home after winning their matches on Week 20. They lost to Gaziantep 2-0. Antalya at home won against the relegation zone team, Ümraniyespor 3-2, and Giresunspor at home lost to Galatasaray, the Turkish Super League top team, Galatasaray 4-0. On Sunday, there were 3 matches. Istanbulspor was at home, and they lost to Kayserispor 4-2. Başakşehir beat Konyaspor 2-0. And last match of the Week 21, Fenerbahce beat Kasımpaşa 5-1. Kasımpaşa is coached by rookie coach Selçuk İnan, and this was his 8th game. In past 8 games, he only won one match. So things are not looking good for Kasımpaşa and Selçuk İnan. And Fatih Karagümrük had a bye in the week 21. So after these week 21 matches, and the top team in the Turkish Super League, first place team Galatasaray with 48 points, and second place team Fenerbahçe with 44 points, third place team Başakşehir with 40 points, fourth place team Beşiktaş with 38, fifth place team Adana Demirspor with 37 points, and sixth place team Trabzonspor with 35 points. So these are the pretty much teams, but if you look at the top probably five, they still have a chance to grab the title. But right now, Galatasaray in the driving seat and winning their matches. Will they win their 11th and 12th weekend at the end of this weekend? We will see. As I said, week 22nd and week 23rd will be playing in 6 days. So get ready for non-stop football in the Turkish Super League. Also, the bottom of the barrel, it's still looking same. The last team, Ümraniyespor, with 14 points. 18th place team, Istanbulspor, with 15 points. 17th place team, Sivasspor, who has 18 points. These are the teams right now, our biggest contenders to drop to a lower division. As you know, at the end of the season, there are going to be 3 teams dropping to Turkish Super League. So Kasımpaşa with 19 points, and Hatayspor that just beat Trabzonspor has 20 points. There are 2 teams with 21 points, Antalyaspor and Giresunspor, and there are 3 teams, Fatih Karagümrük, Gaziantep, and Ankaragücü with 22 points. So these teams, if they don't win their matches this coming week in 6 days, they're going to be in trouble. So it is very tight race in the bottom. Also, it's tight race, I would say, between Galatasaray, Fenerbahçe, and we could say Başakşehir and Beşiktaş. But Beşiktaş has 10-point gap between the first place Galatasaray, and they need to win more matches, and they probably will hope that Galatasaray loses some points along the way. After this weekend finishes, at the end of the weekend, week 23rd will be done. So we have another 15 weeks of matches in the Turkish Super League. So things will start getting hotter in the bottom of the barrel, in the bottom of the Turkish Super League, also on top of the Turkish Super League. But with the gap, 4 points, Galatasaray will be chased by Fenerbahçe closely. The gap between Fenerbahçe and Galatasaray, as I said, 4 points. So looking at the week 22nd, will start on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. There will be 2 matches on Tuesday, January 31st. Alanyaspor will be at home against Sivasspor. Alanyaspor with 25 points, and Sivasspor has 18 points. So in the second match of Tuesday match, Fatih Karagümrük will host Beşiktaş. Fatih Karagümrük is coached by Andrea Pirlo. On Wednesday, there are 4 matches. Kasımpaşa will host Giresunspor, 2 teams that desperate for points. Gaziantep, another match, will be at home against Hatayspor, another match that is desperate, 2 teams desperate for points. Trabzonspor will be at home against Antalyaspor, and Galatasaray will host the last place team, Ümraniyespor, in Galatasaray Neft Stadium. And this should be no problem for Galatasaray, but you know what happens when the teams are desperate for points. On Thursday, there are 3 matches. Konyaspor will host Istanbulspor, and Kayserispor will be at home against Başakşehir. Adana Demirspor will be at home against second place team Fenerbahçe. This should be a dandy match. I think this will be the match of the weekend, week 22nd, which is on Thursday. Week 22nd will end on Thursday, and Ankaragücü will have a bye in this week 22nd. After these matches played, week 23rd will start on Saturday, and Saturday, February 4th. It'll go on until Monday. So there's a lot of matches coming up, and it will be a nonstop. And as I said, in 6 days, you will see 2 weekend matches playing in the week, midweek, and the weekend. So week 23rd will start on Saturday. On a Saturday match, there are 3 matches. Ankaragücü will host Fatih Karagümrük. Sivasspor will be at home against Beşiktaş. Antalyaspor will be against Gaziantep. On Sunday, İstanbulspor will host Alanyaspor. Hatayspor will be at home against Kasımpaşa. Galatasaray will host Trabzonspor. On Sunday, probably week 23rd, will be the match of the weekend. On Monday, Ümraniye will host Adana Demirspor. Giresunspor will be at home against Kayseri. And the last match of the weekend, week 23rd, Fenerbahçe will be at home against Konyaspor. And in the week 23rd, Başakşehir will have a bye. So pretty much starting Tuesday, week 23 will go on until Thursday, and then the week 23rd will start on Saturday. So get ready for a lot of football matches in the Turkish Super League. As far as the transfer news, just today from Barcelona B team, Fenerbahçe transfer Emre Demir, and he's in Istanbul today. He's a very young, talented player. So it is gonna. We'll see what happens with that. So with the nonstop football, we saw a couple surprise scores, but the teams are playing in the bottom of the league, also trying to get out of that danger zone. The teams are with 22 points, are going to be playing against the teams in the mid-bracket and also top teams. So look for a couple of surprises in this coming week 22nd and week 23rd. So it is something to see, but as far as we could say, Galatasaray winning their 10th straight matches, and Galatasaray, after starting shaky with Okan Buruk right now, Okan Buruk is in the driver seat in the Turkish Super League with Galatasaray team, and looks like with a player like Icardi and all other players, they are in the control of the Turkish Super League. And one little note, after we have a new boss at the Turkish Referee Committee, Central Committee, first female CEO for Turkish referees will be Lale Orta. She used to be she was the first female referee in the Turkish Super League, and she will be heading the referee department. We'll see what happens with that. But the thing is, I don't think it's going to be anything changed quickly. But one thing I see, a lot of these referees are making mistakes, still making mistakes, and it's going to be tough for them. The biggest thing, the Turkish referees with Lale Orta, they should be getting more educated. As far as we have a lot of uneducated referees reffing these matches, and that's why all these mistakes are happening in the Turkish Super League. Let's hope in this coming week, 22nd and 23rd, we will not talk about the Turkish referees, because in every match, in the first half and the second half, we have all these addition times, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. That's got to stop. I've been saying this. So we'll talk to you after week 22nd matches played, before the week 23rd, and listen to my podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thank you for listening, and also follow me on Twitter.